Good morning, students. We'll start with the next topic. Okay, that is suspension. Now, if we turn back the page and see the activity 2.2, here we had seen three things, that is solution, suspension, and colloid. Okay, so we have already studied solution, it is an homogeneous mixture. Now, today we are going to study suspension and colloid. Both of them are heterogeneous mixture. Now for suspension, the example was chalk powder or wheat flour dissolved in water. Okay, so we'll first study suspension. Okay, now suspension is a non-homogeneous system. A suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which solute particles do not dissolve and remain suspended throughout the bulk medium. So in this suspension, the solid particles are not dissolved like which is you find in solution. Okay. Now the particles of suspension are visible by naked eye. So if you see in this group C which we saw chalk powder or wheat flour, we can see those particles with our naked eye. Okay. Now let us see what are the properties of suspension. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. That's the first property. Then the particles of this suspension, okay, they can be seen by naked eye. Okay, the particles of the suspension scatter the beam of light passing through it and make the path visible. Because the particles are visible, they can scatter the beam of light, which is not there in suspension. Okay, which is not there in solution. Sorry. Now the solid particles settle down when the suspension is left undisturbed. So you can separate them by the process of filtration. So if you want to filter this, it is possible. Okay, now these particles, when they settle down, the suspension breaks, so they do not scatter the light anymore. So next is colloidal solution. Okay, for colloidal solution, again you can go back to the activity and see the example, that is few drops of milk or ink in the water. That is a colloidal solution. Again it's an heterogeneous mixture. Okay, now coming back to the page, the particles of colloid are uniformly spread throughout the solution. If you see milk in water or ink in water, they are uniformly distributed. They are not like suspension. Okay, but the size of the particles is smaller than compared to suspension. If you see wheat flour or chalk, milk particles are smaller than them. So sometimes this mixture appears homogeneous, but actually it is not homogeneous. It's a colloidal solution. It's an heterogeneous mixture. So sometimes people confuse between colloidal solution and solution, but it is a heterogeneous mixture while solution is a homogeneous mixture. Because of the small size of the colloidal particles, we cannot see them with the naked eye. But these particles can scatter the beam of visible light. Okay, so scattering of the light is possible here. This scattering of beam of light is known as Tyndall effect. It's named after the scientist who discovered this effect. Okay, now this Tyndall effect can be observed when a fine beam of light enters a room through a small hole. If you have observed anywhere, if you have a small hole in your terrace roof or anything, when a beam of light enters it, you can see the scattering of light by the dust particles of dust and smoke which is present in the air. I hope many of you have observed this. Okay, that is a Tyndall effect where you can see these particles scattered in this beam of light. Okay, now there are two more examples. Turn the page. Okay, the second example is a Tyndall effect can be also observed when the sunlight passes through a canopy of dense forest. Now if you see here dense forest and the sunlight entering through this, here also you can see this Tyndall effect. Similarly in mist, mist also contains tiny droplets of water. This acts as a colloid dispersed in air. Okay, so there are three examples of Tyndall effect. Now we can see the properties of colloid. Now colloid is again a heterogeneous mixture. The size of the particles is small to be seen by individual naked eye. So we cannot see these particles. Okay. Now the colloids are big enough to scatter the beam of light. They are small, not to be seen, but they are big enough to scatter the light. They do not settle down when they left undisturbed. So there is no settling down. So you cannot separate this by settling down. If you add milk and water, can you separate the particles of milk just by settling down? No, it is not possible. Okay. So that is why colloid is quite stable. Now in colloid, we have got properties. Okay, we'll see them one by one. Okay, that we have seen 4 properties. Now we'll go to the 5th property. Now they cannot be separated from the mixture by the process of filtration. Milk and water cannot be separated by filtration, right? So you have a special technique known as centrifugation. Okay, centrifugation is something I can just now explain to you, like running a mixture. Okay, so if you put it in mixture, milk and water, you can see the froth floating. Okay, so certain particles can be separated by this process under the centrifugation. Okay, now the components of colloidal solution are dispersed phase and dispersed medium. If you remember, in solution, okay, we have seen in solution there are 2 components. We have got solvent and solute. Similarly, in colloidal solution, we have got 2 components, dispersed phase and dispersed medium. The solute-like component is known as the dispersed phase. Okay, like the solvent-like component is known as dispersing medium. So dispersed phase is like solute, dispersing medium is like solvent. Okay, so colloids are classified according to the state, like solid, liquid or gas, of the dispersing medium and the dispersed phase, and there are some examples given on table 2.1. Please go through this table and learn this table. Okay, for example, you have got the example of fog, clouds and mist. They have got dispersed phase liquid, dispersing medium is gas, and the type of colloid is aerosol. So you have got aerosol, foam, emulsion, sol, foam, gel, solid sol. These are the types of colloids. Okay, and these are the examples. For example, if you take jelly, cheese or butter, now it's a gel type of colloid where you have got dispersed phase as liquid and dispersing medium as solid. Okay, now again I am telling, dispersed phase is like solute, dispersing medium is like solvent. Okay, thank you.